Sanke.
Rockford, Illinois.
Micah Doyce Jr., lot of charisma. Some people say confidence is the intangible of this sport, and he has that in abundance. And going high, Fernandez stumbling, pointing and talking to somebody in the crowd. Oh! Fernandez dropped by Doyce Jr. Now the kid going to work.
Shades of Boy Jones Jr. right there, the way he just darts in and out and launches that level.
2 minutes left in this one, and Doyce Jr. absolutely in the driver's seat, Cameron.
And all three judges scored this fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Micah Doyce Jr.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jay, and I am here with an undefeated fighter and the greatest ref in Streetbeefs history, the one and only
Sam K. And shit, man, we got a phenomenal guest in the building. We saw him at 16 years old in that first clip all the way to what he is now, currently an amateur fighter on a hot streak. Also the 135-pound MMA champion at the OG Yard, the 145-pound kickboxing champion at the OG Yard, the one, the only, Mike.
How y'all doing?
What up, what up?
All right, Scorpio wants to know, Mike, are you wearing a Snuggie?
Yes, I am. Does it make me look comfortable?
Yeah, it was just the first thing Scorpio, well, not the first thing, but the first thing I saw when we hopped on here is like, is he wearing a Snuggie? Well, there you go, Scorpio. You have your answer.
Yeah, I was walking my Frenchie, and it was a little chilly outside. And then I got up in my room, and I was like, damn, it ain't no warmer in here. So I threw on a Snuggie. Rematch? Someone just said Sensation versus Mike rematch.
Yeah, that's Scorpio talking.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Yeah, go ahead and that's one of the last matches I saw from you. Go ahead and tell the people why you would say, you know, we probably shouldn't get a rematch.
Oh, because I mean, there was no questions left after that fight. There was no question of like, oh, you know, it was just straight domination. Like he landed one good knee on the stand up. That's it. He tried to clinch with me, so I took him down. I told my coach I wasn't gonna wrestle with him unless he wanted to, and he tried to wrestle with me, so I wrestled. And it was a clear disparity in the skill. I got nothing bad to say about him, but he's just not on my level. That's all.
Yeah, one thing about how there's levels to this shit, right? Like, and the man just feels like he ain't on his level. You can't be mad at him.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, I felt like there was definitely maybe a weight discrepancy, but definitely a power discrepancy where, you know, Sensation, he's a skilled fighter. He's definitely improved over the years, much like yourself. But I don't see Sensation matching your power or aggression. And we saw that.
Yeah, I remember the day of that fight. Like after the fight, he tried to make a comment or something. He tried to say I like lied about my weight or something. So I had to send a video to Face, had to send a video to Sunshine of me stepping on the scale. I sent a video like on the scale everywhere around me just so they knew I wasn't bullshitting. And I weighed in. Even after the fight, I was still 144, and that was after eating everything. I was a little smaller then. I looked really big that fight, actually. It must have been the lighting. Like, I looked, like, strong. It was weird. But, yeah, he wanted to come up to 145, so, you know, he gotta play with the big dogs.
Facts. And, you know, it could be a simple situation where, yeah, you have a smaller fighter attempting to go up in weight against someone who's naturally that weight. Of course, they're going to be bigger, stockier. You know, you've always had pretty much a strong build. Sensation being, you know, kind of on the lanky side. You know, you'll see that on camera for sure. What would you say was one of your what would you say is one of your competitive fights?
Oh, Wing C. Me and Wing C had that first fight we had. It was my first fight back. Coming after collarbone surgery, I broke my collarbone, and he was the worst person to fight when just wasn't like mentally back in it yet. And so he put the pace on me, and I'm not gonna lie, I got bailed out. He like eye gouged me at the end of the fight, and I like couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't see, so they called it a draw. Then we had another fight after that. This time I was a little more ready. And we had another competitive fight. They called it a draw, but people were telling me that they thought I won that because I knocked him down a few times. He didn't knock me down at all. I had takedowns on him as well. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. I'm just, gonna worry about my next opponent. And then if he wants to rematch, I'm always down to rematch Wing C. He's a good fighter.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've seen him. He's on a hot streak himself. And if you guys were to have another fight, that makes it a trilogy,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would want to see that because I'm a hot prospect right now. He's just tearing through the leagues right now. Streetbeefs, BFL, amateur. He's just getting them all. I just he's got a crazy pace, a crazy pressure, but I got a dog work ethic, and I don't think that he would gas me out at all. I think it'd be more towards my favor if we ever fought again.
I like to see it, man. I like to see it because, they say styles make fights. And you guys are the perfect style matchups, as well as, the type of fighters you guys are. Yeah, it's a good trilogy, I'd say.
Hmm.
But shit, man, you're gearing up for this weekend. What you got going on this weekend?
This weekend I got a guy named Memo Silva. He's 9-3 in the yard. I don't know too much about him. I never watched his fight until they told me I was fighting him. He seems like a good challenge. Like he's not going to be a pushover. He seems like a good fight. He seems like a wrestling brawler. Like his technique ain't all that on the stand up, but he seems like he's more comfortable whenever he's dominating top position when it comes to the grappling exchanges. So for my style, that's perfect because I got a really nasty ground game, and I really want him to try to shoot on me because I'm gonna keep it standing. But if he shoots on me, then it's a wrap. It is what it is. I'm gonna just finish him on the ground.
So
like
I
that.
have to ask, if you have that much confidence that you'll just finish him on the ground, why not just put him on his back to begin with and finish it right away?
Because that's not what the people want to see. They want to see me. They want to see
fair.
Changes, And I'm for the people. I don't care about
You got the people's champ.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care about securing the victory at all costs. I care about putting on a show and securing the victory, not just one or the other.
I like that. And that's something you have to do.
Marketing yourself, right? I mean, we always talk about you got to market, so that's part of marketing yourself. I mean, guys like Conor McGregor's mouths are great, but that knockout of Jose Aldo, you know what I mean, stamped it for him. So yep. Shinigami went viral with that head kick of detail. It just takes one viral moment.
Yeah. I think I had a bit of a viral moment myself from my fight. I pointed to the crowd. Someone in the crowd yelled something to me because when they were announcing me, they announced that, or some dude yelled in the crowd. He was like, "Oh, show them how they bang in Chicago," because the announcer said I was from Rockford, Illinois, and like how people that live outside of Illinois are. They think Chicago is Illinois, like they think it's the whole thing. But So I had to let him know. After I hit my opponent with the teep, I turned around and let the dude know I was like Rockford, Illinois, and then circled out. And opponent went right to my left hook, and I got a couple million views, I think, as a reel.
That's what's up, man. And something like that, as simple as shouting out your city. That's one crazy way to like gain momentum. And gain, a following on top of what you already have.
Oh yeah,
So,
100%. Yeah, because I got contacted by a gym from my hometown in Rockford, and they were like, "Hey man, if you ever come like back home, you're welcome here." And so I went to visit and went to go train there. It was a great time. Loved the people there, and it was just really cool that I was able to gain some respect for my city at such an early like stage of my career.
that's what's up, bro.
It's a really cool city too. People who haven't been there, and well, you guys got some crime, but I don't go into those areas right when I'm there. But I mean, you got that cool clock tower. You guys had some good clubs when I was younger. I had a lot of fun in Rockford a few times.
Yeah, it was a lot better. I went back there, and when I was there, I took a jog through my old neighborhood and stuff. And it was really weird. There was like a total of 3 kids out. I saw they were like riding bikes and stuff. It was like a ghost town. Skate park was like damn near empty.
Oh,
It was so weird going through that. Because the crime rate, the drugs, and everything, it just kind of killed off the positive side of Rockford. Like you said, the party and the having a good time. That kind of stuff steered him away.
Yeah, man. It sucks, man, because it's something as simple as going to the park and, throwing some hands. That used to be, the thing to do, right?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, that's when I was a kid. That's all we did. Yeah.
we
Yeah,
were
bro.
dumbasses and met up on the railroad tracks because they were right off the school property. You know what I mean? So as soon as you left the school property back in the 90s, teachers didn't follow you to like have you arrested and shit. So they'd go on the railroad tracks. But I think back and go, we're so lucky somebody didn't just fall and smoke their head off those railroad tracks and have something horrible happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm surprised there wasn't rolled ankles, sprained ankles, like more than
Right?
just, falling.
Well, you got to remember, 90s fighting is different. I always joke, I can 90s fight, I can't 2020s fight. And because I boxed a little bit at the Boys and Girls Club, I wrestled a little bit in school, that got you through street fights. Now everybody's got a fucking brown belt in something, if it's not multiple somethings. And so fighting's not the same anymore.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
This is true, man. That brings a good point. How did you get into street beefs, bro? Like, we saw the clip of you hitting the bag, at 16. Where did this all start for you?
It all started for me. I was 16, and I was in a foster home, and there was a center that the foster parent at the home. It was just a single dad. He had a place called the Jubilee Center, and it was just like a place for kids to go. And there was a boxing coach at that center, and he was doing free boxing lessons for kids from the hood and stuff. And so I started. I was like, dang, I want to learn how to box. Like, let me learn how to box because I always wanted to be able to protect myself. Because I had an abusive dad when I was younger, and it made me want to learn how to knuckle up somebody if I needed to. So I started learning that's when I very started learning boxing for like 30 days. And then I moved with a different foster home. And that time I actually got to train actual like martial arts, like jujitsu, Muay Thai and stuff like that. And so that's when I really started to, notice some progression. And, one thing that's, made me an outlier, like all through because, I'm naturally talented. Like I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. But one thing that's always set me apart is my work ethic. I got a crazy work ethic. People around me tell me. And yeah, so I'm always just ready to white curious George. What does that mean?
That's before your time.
But yeah, I'm just I'm always willing to work hard and get stuff done.
How old are you?
I just turned 20.
Yeah, motherfuckers better watch out because he's young, talented, and wants to do something with it. So,
And you can actually look back at his first few Street Beefs fights all the way up until his last few, and you can actually see the growth and the technique. One thing I noticed too is like you seem, even in your demeanor, you seem to be a little bit more mature, a little more humble. You was a little you know, and I guess we need that in fighting, right? Someone who can be a little brash, you know, willing to engage, you know. But I also witnessed you kind of like almost, I don't know, grow, mature in a way, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you don't just get that from one fight. You don't get that from just training. You get that from, you know, those long hours put in, multiple fights, you know, and real trial and tribulation. So, you know, kudos to you, man. You're one of the very few fighters in all the organization who not only became champion but a multi belt holder. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy in itself.
And I'm gonna be one of the first to do 3.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, talk your shit.
Oh, it's no shit talking. I'm just stamping it. Everybody
This
knows.
right here.
I'm going to this fight. Everybody knows.
Yeah, it's different when you talking and you can actually do, or you're in the process of doing, right? Like when you say it, it's believable because we've seen the work. We've seen, you know, what you're capable of. So
yeah, you don't get to talk your shit line unless I believe it.
Exactly.
Well, whoever don't, I'm gonna make him a believer come Saturday. That's all.
So how did we get into the OG yard? Like, where did that come from?
Oh, so I saw him. Like, I knew about Streetbeefs, but I was just training at the time. Cause yeah. And so I had a friend named Emery, and he had been to a few Streetbeefs events, and he was like, yeah, like I can get you on. I was like, what? Like, I want to fight. And I hadn't really sharpened my skills quite yet. I was still fairly like green when it came to martial arts, but yeah, I went behind my coach's backs and copped a few fights. And then when they did find out, you know, I was doing all right, so they were just like, yeah, you know, don't be a dummy, don't get hurt, you know. Yeah.
How do your coaches feel about Streetbeefs?
At the time, they were kind of just like, you know, they were. A lot of people think of it as like, you know, 2 hillbillies in the backyard scrapping it out, you know. But you know, as time has gone on, there's like a lot more skill in Streetbeefs than a lot of people believe. You know, and when you go there and maybe take a fight with somebody, you'll really see that there's levels. Because you know, it's easy to, you know, sit back, watch somebody critique them from behind a screen when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but there's a lot more skill in Streetbeefs nowadays. So I had to talk with my coaches, and I was like, I'm fighting guys that actually train. I'm not just fighting hillbillies. And so they respected it a little more. They were like, oh, okay, as long as you're not just using it to beat up on, you know, gas station clerks, then you're all right.
That's fair.
Funny. So I got a question. When moving into the amateur scene, right? Do you find that your Streetbeefs history, does that hinder you with finding fights on the amateur circuit, or is it not a thing?
I haven't. Nothing has come up. My first fight, the Nelson Fernandez, he talked to me after the fight, and he was saying how he watched my Streetbeefs fights to study up on me, and I told him, like, yeah, I'm a completely different fighter now. Like, that's going to do you no good. So, you know, if anything, it's honestly probably helping me because they think I'm trash because, you know, my skill progression is pretty quick. So, yeah, so I don't – it hasn't arose any problems, and now I'm at the point where I'm 2-0, so anybody I fight is going to be like 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, so it's probably not going to matter. But I could see problems arising if I was, like, debuting or, you know, 1-0 or something, then someone will probably be like, wait a minute, this guy's got a lot of experience, let me back out of this fight. So I don't see it creating any problems, and it hasn't created any problems yet.
That's good. Yeah, I know a few fighters who've you know, gone into the amateurs, and that's something that tends to be a factor where, you know, you got guys backing out because they find out, oh, you're such and such, you know, and it's like, oh, fuck, nah, you know.
Yeah. That happened with Samoan Beast. My boy Junior, he had a guy lined up, and the guy pulled out at the end of the fight camp, not even like mid or beginning. I guess he took a long time to fucking do research, or he was just trying to be a dickhead about it. But he pulled out, and he was saying like, "Oh, you've got too much experience, this and that," and you know, he should have did the research before he accepted the fight.
Yeah.
And be honest, like how many smokers have those guys had in their gym that they're not counting, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
and if you watch any of like the Ultimate Fighters, the year with Nate Diaz, I don't remember what season. I just remember there was a dude who had 40 fucking amateur fights. There was a dude who had three amateur fights and like 2 pro fights, and the dude with 40 fights got knocked the fuck out. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's stupid to try to like come after someone for unsanctioned bouts. You know, it's just stupid. Because I mean, a street fight is an unsanctioned bout. You know, it's just kind of stupid.
Facts.
I think you shouldn't be worrying about unsanctioned bouts. You should be worrying about sanctioned bouts because it's a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said earlier, simply put, that's not the same fighter that's showing up that day, you know, or who's to say that's the same fighter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I look at it like unless they have like an extra 100 plus, you know, when we start talking like, or even like maybe like 50 plus, 100 plus, when we start getting into those numbers, okay. But if it's nothing like that, you know, yeah, nah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
there's MMA schools that you heard of, like Pat Miletich, who just beat the shit out of each other. You know what I mean? For years in the gym. So
yeah,
I mean, it's along the same lines that like get in there and you're fighting 5-minute rounds against each other. You know what I mean? And it's just in a gym setting. And I think Streetbeefs does a good job of taking as much precaution as they as they can, right? Like,
oh yeah, sure.
So, you know, they try to make sure that if somebody's fucked up, they don't let a fight go on. They try to protect the fighters. And I think they do a good job of having certain rules. Like when I first started watching, I hated the idea you couldn't knee or elbow somebody, but I get it. You know what I mean? And now I'm just used to it.
Yeah, I respect the precautionary measures that Streetbeefs takes. Like if there's any blood at all, if they can't get it to stop, it's over. I respect that a lot. You know, as much as I would hate for it to happen to me, you know, you don't want nobody out here spreading no crazy diseases or nothing. So that's respect on them because we don't do no blood work. This is an unsanctioned bout.
facts. What has been maybe one of the biggest injuries that you've sustained in a fight?
There hasn't really been much in the fight. After my kickboxing title match with Zaytoven, if you watch that, you'll see I'm just whipping him with my leg over and over and over again, like nonstop. Legs, body, head, just whipping my legs at him. And after that fight, I did not feel good. My shins were soft, like they were really tore up. So I had to rest. And I had to compete the next week. And so that was very painful. I was competing in jiu-jitsu the next week, and oh my gosh, I was dying. It was horrible. People were passing my guard, and I was just letting them pass. I just couldn't do nothing. So I would say that's probably the worst because I don't really get hit too much in my fights. I can't really think of a time that I've been hit good. I've never
What about
been
in training.
I got rocked one time, and it was when I was like a newbie and I ducked into a head kick. That's it. I spar smart. I don't like to spar hard and do all that crazy stuff. I'm trying to have a long career. I'm trying to be in the game, have my head right for when I do make it to the leagues, not have my head. I'm just trying to have all these wars before I need to have wars, you know. So yeah, I've got a pretty solid chin on me, and I think it's definitely because of the size of my cranium. I got a big old head, but definitely not taking any extra shots in training helps that.
So when you were taking your first AMI fight, what was the big difference? Like, how did it feel? How was the difference from your first Street Beefs fight?
It was a lot more structured. In the Street Beefs fights, I was just like taking them left and right, just taking them sometimes multiple in a day.
Yeah, but were the nerves the same? Like from your first Street Beef fight to your first AMI fight?
I mean, to be honest, the Street Beefs nerves were worse. Because AMI fight is a lot more structured. You got a fight camp, you got fight week protocol, you know, and I had all this stuff figured out. But Street Beefs, it was kind of just like, all right, you're showing up, boom. You're gonna fight, whatever. It's just like you don't know. Most of the time, I didn't know who I was fighting in advance, so it was just a lot more nerve wracking for to be on Street Beefs. I wasn't really nervous for the West Coast one against Island Strong. I thought I was gonna be really nervous because his last fight, he had like beat the brakes off a dude, like no issue, and so I was kind of like, damn, all right, he looked good that last one. But I just kind of went in there with a calmness about me. It was weird. It was the first time I ever really was like super calm. And yeah, I went in there and I felt good. I might have got hit like once or twice by Island Strong, but nothing crazy. I felt good that one. But yeah, the AMI fights are definitely a little more relaxing for me because I'm gonna be nervous no matter what. But when you throw in all the extra stuff that Street Beefs has, especially from the early days when I was doing it, when I wasn't really known, yeah, it's a little more nerve-wracking.
That's a dope perspective. Everybody's different, so, you know, to hear that, because some people it's the opposite. You know, some people are just completely nervous. Some people aren't nervous at all. So,
well, okay, so it's weird. When I wrestled, I was always nervous for like the first round, right? But even in hockey, I got 3 minutes of nerves before I'm like totally locked into a game. I don't know how fighters like literally got to turn that off like that quick. You know what I mean? And it's not like a street fight, because a street fight, that shit's over before you have a chance to even think about if you were nervous, because street fights end so quick. Like fighters got to get in there and shut that off, or they can catch one real quick and it'd be over.
Yeah, for me, what helped me out is I started focusing on performing through it and not stopping it. Yeah, the nerves, they kind of, the way I think about it is your body doesn't have time to be nervous when you're getting punches thrown at you, kicks thrown at you. So the second punches start being thrown in the fight, it kind of washes away. And you don't, next thing you know, the nerves are gone and you're just competing. Yeah, it's definitely a once in a lifetime kind of feeling that I feel like everybody should feel is having a fight. It's no feeling like that one.
Back. So, like, did you grow up fighting, getting into street fights, getting in fights at school? You know, what was give us an idea of what your first fight was like.
I can't remember what the first fight was like because there was so many. Fighting was just a regular thing when I was a kid. Obviously, we didn't know how to fight. We just know how to swing arms at each other and stuff. But you know, I grew up in the hood, so you know, it was just a bunch of wild shit going on. I got jumped a few times at that skate park I was talking about. I got jumped a few times. I got like curb stomped one time. It was a rough childhood. But yeah, you know, I came out looking pretty, so it's all right.
Well, then when it comes to your amateur fight, you were saying how you trained. So you were, you know, ready for it, which is confidence. Preparation breeds confidence. So do you look at now that you have fought amateur fights, do you train more like leading into even a street beef event, even if you don't know who you're fighting?
Yeah, if I'm going to take a fight, I'm not thinking that I'm just going to, you know, walk through this guy. Once I sign up for a fight, I'm like, all right, you know, it's not like it's not blind cockiness, you know, it's calculated confidence. When I sign up for a fight, it's because I'm ready for a fight. I don't take fights if I'm not ready just because I think I'm gonna beat the dude up. That's just not the way I believe that I should think. And I don't train. I mean, I'll do some specific stuff during fight camp to train for this guy, but I'm training for when I'm in the UFC. I'm training to be the best in the world. I'm not training to just to beat a guy on the amateur circuit. You need to be able to beat those top level guys for when you get to the top, and that's where I know I'm going. I'm going straight to the top, so might as well train for it.
I like that. Definitely have your eye on the goal, you know, and you're getting there. So that is the end game, right? UFC, something of that nature, championship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And still young, haven't even hit your prime yet. So
Yeah, no, I don't got my man strength yet. I'm still a baby.
yeah, that's wild. Very possible, man. Very possible.
Yeah, the
What you
sky's the
think,
limit
yeah?
at this point. I mean, got the right mindset too, right? Mindset's half of every. I mean, if you don't have talent, you're fucked. But mindset's half of it. So, I mean,
Yep.
I can't wait to see where you go from here. And what made you decide ever for the first time to go fight at a different branch?
This will be the second time. But if you were talking about what made me decide to do it the first time,
Yeah.
Hard in the Fight reached out to me, and they wanted to do the invasion event, and so I was like, yeah, dude, I want to go to, because I never really traveled much. I grew up as a poor kid. I never really done much traveling. Hearing the opportunity to go to Vegas was just like, whoa, what? Like, yes, count me in. I want to get out of here. I want to go to Vegas. And if it means fighting a tough game opponent like Island Strong, it was worth it. So yeah, it meant a lot to me that Heart in the Fight reached out to me and was willing to cover flight costs. That meant the world to me. So it was cool. I got to experience Vegas. Got my first tattoo while I was there. It was a whole good experience. So yeah,
What you got?
Oh, my first one was on my Achilles.
Ow.
That one was the one that got done in Vegas, but now I got a nice back piece.
But what is it?
My back piece?
Yeah.
Oh, both.
What?
Well, I'll show you the back piece.
He's like, I'm gonna just show y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Las Vegas is my favorite place on earth. So
can y'all see it?
No.
It's like a dragon or something.
No, it's an angel.
An angel. I was close.
Yeah, check
Damn,
Angel, dragon, same thing.
check out my Instagram. I think I got some in my highlights. I got some pictures of it.
Go ahead, drop that. Go ahead, plug that in real quick. The Insta.
Oh, like you want me to just say it?
Yeah.
All right. My Instagram is Micah Doyce Jr. If y'all want to go follow me, it's very much appreciated. Y'all can go support my journey, and yeah, it means a lot to me whenever I, get follows from people that want to see me fight and beat people up.
Yeah. What is the other tat?
The other tat is a I don't know. It's like in an awkward spot that I can't show it without looking like.
You just tell us what it is.
It's an arrow on my Achilles. I got whenever I went to fight on the Streetbeefs, Vegas, I had my boys, Ryan and my boy Brody, and we all got matching arrows like at one part of our body. Ryan got two of them right here. Brody got one, I think, right here on the inside of his bicep. And then I got one on my Achilles. And so it's got a lot of meaning because, I got matching ones with my brothers. And so it was just a really cool tattoo to get because my whole thing was I didn't want to get a tattoo I was going to regret. And there was no way I was going to regret that.
Oh, that's dope.
That's thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So shit, man. I was looking at that fight with Island Strong pretty much a year ago because that was the 4-year anniversary in which y'all fought. What was it like, fighting out here in this type of environment? What was that How did that affect you, if at all?
It was dry. I was like, damn, because I was all hot, but I wasn't doing much sweating. I was like, what in the world? It was very strange. Maybe it affected my performance. I don't know. Because I was calm and I just, did what I needed to do. But yeah, it was just weird being in that heat and not like pouring sweat. My brain was like couldn't wrap the head around that. I was very confused. But yeah, that's really it. It wasn't the heat. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was just dry. That's all.
Okay. Well, shit, we didn't have mats last year, so this year it'll be a whole nother ball game with the mats.
Oh yeah.
So, Sam K, how are those mats? Do they get hot? I was wondering that.
I would imagine. I mean, I haven't grappled on the mats, so I don't know how it feels personally. As far as like footing, I mean, it's everything you want, in a mat. As far as how sturdy it is, no complaints. No complaints.
I didn't know if I'd like the mats at first because I'm like you guys sold me on this like fighting on the beach type shit almost, like beach volleyball, and then you got the mats, and I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, dudes do move better, and you get a better brand of like a level up of fighting with some guys, and I was like, yeah. All right, I'm all for it now. But for a second, I was like, hey, wait, what are we doing with these mats?
See, I'm kind of cut in between the two, right? So like a part of me is like, okay, for the fighters themselves, it complements the fighter. You're able to be more of who you are, right? But then in the other regard, it's like the sand used to add that element of like difficulty. You know what I mean? That you got to deal with it. And guess what? We both got to deal with it. And if you're not conditioned to deal with it, and I am, you know what I mean? Like that was always my mentality. I enjoyed the grittiness, the added the added difficulty that you have to deal with, because when I'm training, I like to add, different elements to kind of make it harder to train. You know what I mean? So in my mind, it's like, oh yeah.
As a fan, it's different too. Like, so when I was at the hot box and No Love, I forget who he knocked out, but like when dude went to the ground, like No Love helped him up and brushed the sand off his face. Like it was different because there was like sand on his face. You know what I mean? It was just a different feeling. But I always say, like, you think you understand street beefs until you're there. And you had no clue. You thought you were confident for me. Like I got the gist of what was going on, and it's so much more than what you could think of, and it's such an amazing thing. But I do want to ask you, Mike, which is your favorite of your fights and why? Out of all the fights you've had,
my favorite, probably just my amateur. Are you talking about street beefs or like?
Any fight you've ever had, even if it was a neighbor kid.
Definitely my amateur debut. I really showed out. Really, almost everything went right. I kept banging that left hook in. I got signed off of that fight by Sucker Punch. So it really put me on the map. It took me from, just a Street Beefs champion guy, like anybody, because how people think like, oh, anybody can win in Street Beefs. But it really made me, kind of like a serious prospect, and made people really be like, oh shit, like this kid's going to tear shit up. So yeah, it really set the way for me, and really got me out there.
Now, I know you want to get to the UFC though. Would like bare knuckle MMA or bare knuckle boxing be something you'd think about, or?
If my UFC career didn't pan out and I needed a check, yeah, why not? But
that's fair.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep the gloves on for now.
Smart man. Smart man. Yeah, I could definitely see you making it in the UFC, you know. Marketable, skilled, you know, young talent. Yeah. But I wanted to ask, you know, we mentioned UFC, we've mentioned a few other promotions. Any fighters that you grew up looking up to, or you know, maybe borrowing styles from or something like that, you know?
Um, Not so much when I was young, because I wasn't too into it when I was young. I was just kind of into, being a hood rat, doing hood rat things, whatever, But whenever I started, yeah, I've always had, Canelo Alvarez has always had a big inspiration on me. Yeah, right now my biggest inspiration is Ilia Topuria, Mauricio Hufi, Gene Silva. But yeah, John Jones too. He's an inspiration for everybody, because that's almost perfection when it comes to fighting in the cage. I can't speak for what he's doing outside of the cage, but when it comes to being in the cage, it's almost pure domination every time. So yeah, just Conor McGregor, that was probably the biggest one. Whenever I was first starting out, yeah, Conor McGregor was like the guy. He was just beating people up beautifully, effortlessly. It was just amazing. And so I've always tried to go off of him a little bit.
I can see that. I can see that. Now you mentioned Canelo, and I gotta ask, because we got a major fight coming up next month. Does your guy take the dub, or what?
So
Canelo versus Bud Crawford.
My heart want to say Canelo, but Bud is just really technical. He because it's not, he's not going in there to box. He's preparing to beat you. He's game planning to beat you, and he's gonna box smart. He's not just gonna box. So that's one of them ones where I'm like, I don't know, but I'm a decide with Canelo, because we really, besides Floyd, have we seen anyone beat Canelo at these lighter weights? Because what are they fighting at, 50 something or not?
I'm not sure what the weight is, but it's benefiting Canelo for sure. Bud got to come up.
Because when we see him, look human, I feel like it's, because when he went against Bivol, he was going up against Bivol.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no excuse, but like it definitely makes a difference,
Yeah.
Bud usually fighting in the 40s. He did fight in the 30s at one point, but he's usually fighting in the 40s. So it's kind of interesting. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Canelo.
Okay. Hey, well, time will tell. One thing's for sure, we got a banger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see the line on the fight right before, right? Like I want to see the line before, because I keep thinking, I think Crawford's going to win. And if you're going to give me good odds on a Crawford win before that fight, I might just have to drop a little money on that fight before it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, Mike, if you were talking to any kids out there who may be in a foster home or any kind of fucked up situation, who are like thinking about like maybe using the fight game to change their situation, what would be one bit of advice you would give them?
Try not to choose the comfortable thing to do or the easy thing to do, because it's easy to want to be a dummy and do all this dumb stuff, especially when you haven't been dealt the best deck of cards. It's easy to be like, oh well, the world owes me something, but the reality is the world don't owe you shit, and nobody's stopping to help you. Nobody's stopping to it's just like you gotta get it. You gotta get after it. So yeah, no, the sun is still gonna come up, and it's gonna be the next day before you know it. So you might as well seize the day. Carpe diem.
I like that. That's good advice.
Facts.
So what's your plans moving forward with your amateur career? Do you have any idea of when you may try to get your next fight or anything like that?
Yeah, I got one lined up for December 7th on APFC against Austin Haverkamp. He's a 3-0 undefeated prospect, like myself. But I see holes in his game, and I'm gonna take his lights out.
Yeah, I can definitely picture you at some point in the next few years on the Contender Series.
Thank you, I appreciate that. That's the goal.
Yeah. And hopefully we could get you back on the show, you know, recap on the journey. You know what I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying?
always down.
All right, now just between us, what's your game plan for this fight this weekend?
I'm gonna punch him in the face. You know, I'm really you know he's not the most technical striker. He's a brawler, so I'm gonna play that game with him. I have more length than him. We might be like similar height, but I got monkey arms. So I'm gonna play the length game with him, and I know he's gonna shoot on me. You know, just
Hey,
my
Mimo got strength, man. Mimo got some strength on
he
him,
got
man.
strength, but everybody's strong until they're unconscious. You know, so
That's
yeah,
true.
so yeah, you know, I know he's gonna shoot for my legs or try to clinch up. And that's where he will realize that there's levels to this shit. And yeah, so yeah, I'm just go with the flow. Wherever he wants to take the fight, I'm gonna finish it there.
All right, that's something to see, man. Because you know, you were dominant in your last fight, and looking back at his last fight, he was pretty dominant in his last fight, taking it to the ground and finishing it there. So it's gonna be something to see, man. It's gonna be
How
something.
did we get this matchup? How did we get here?
I saw that there was a what's it called anniversary event, and I had talked to Scarface about the film crew that's gonna be there, interviewing and stuff. And Scarface said he wanted me to be one of the ones to be interviewed. So I talked to my guy Free Smoke. Big shout out to him too for doing all this organizing. I know that shit could get hectic. But yeah, you know, just talk to him. At first, he was gonna match me up with Earthling 7, but Earthling 7 didn't want to do MMA. So then Memo was down to do MMA, so we got that matched up.
Nice.
Yeah, that would have been a good fight too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think he's a lot bigger than me though. Is he?
He's smaller than Mimo.
Oh, really?
Typically, again, these guys both haven't. They've taken some time away from the yard, so
Yeah.
I'm making a judgment off of their last performances. But yeah, usually Earthlings like in the 150s in most of his fights. And Mimo's like in the 160s in most of his fights.
Okay.
But they both can fluctuate. So you could see Earthling anywhere from the 140s to 160s. You know what I mean? I could see Mimo anywhere from, you know, high 150s to 170. You know, I could see that. But fight day, we'll find out.
We will.
Well, I got a question for both of you. So it's the 5-year anniversary. Film crews are coming. It's a big event. Everybody's excited. How much thought did you guys put into the outfits?
I think I'm gonna just show some love to Hart in the fight and rep the shorts that they gave me last time I was out.
And Sam K, you'll be repping. You're going to be on camera. How much thought you put into the fit you're wearing?
I mean, you know, we gotta rep and rock the cardio is key. You know what I'm saying? I'm going with the OG black cardio is key shirt. I was gonna rock the gold one, but nah, I think we're gonna go in the black one. We just gonna thug it out with the sun. You know what I'm saying? And then I got some cargo pants, some camo cargos. Nothing too major. you know.
Did you know that today, if you go to Zuel and you use the promo code SOMK, you get the shirt for $10?
$10.
$10.
And you use the code SOMK?
SOMK, and you get that shirt for 10. This shirt that I'm wearing right now for $10.
And you go to zwellworld.com to get it?
Yes, sir. And on the back of this bitch is your signature.
My signature is on there?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Damn,
Y'all
I'm
should go
tempted
get
to
that.
go there. Yeah,
I should go get that. $10. I mean,
that ain't
I'll
nothing.
tell you this. Training with the Cardio is Key shirt. Disclaimer in the comments. Will increase your cardio by 30%. 30%.
I DoorDash in it because I never get tired then.
Damn. I can almost guarantee that his DoorDash time has increased.
By 30%.
Yeah. It's faster by 30%. Yeah.
I was actually wearing that shirt right before me and Island Strong's fight. Hey, and I didn't gas out, so
I'm just saying you can't prove that it wasn't the shirt that helped him win.
I'm just saying. Zwellworld.com is where we can get it, right?
As Spike Lee used to say, it's got to be the shirt.
It's gotta be.
gotta be.
All right, so okay, before we get up out of here because we're pulled, you got any last questions for our guest?
Shoot, man. Anything you want to let the people know before we get into the socials and the plugins and anything, shout outs and all that?
Tune in this Saturday. Watch me and Memo have a good fight. Yeah, I'll finish it in spectacular fashion for you guys, and I'm gonna keep it entertaining.
And then I'm guessing. Oh, go ahead, Sam K. Sorry.
I was just gonna say we don't have a live stream, so you know they're either gonna be there. They're either gonna be there to see the fight, or they gonna have to wait for the fight to come out.
Yeah, if y'all in the area, please be there because I love meeting people that watch me fight. It's so cool. I love interacting with people.
Yeah.
So
What you gonna
I'm
say, Jay?
guessing. I was just going to ask him. I'm guessing if we want to follow your career, follow what you got moving forward, is Instagram. Where's the best place to follow you to keep up with what's going on? Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be excited when I see you in the Contender Series.
I appreciate that. Yeah, follow me, Micah Doyce Jr. It's just my name. It should be right here. Just my full name, no spaces, no capitals. Just Micah Doyce Jr. on everything. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, everything. On YouTube as well. I need to start uploading though, get that revenue, them revenue streams up. But yeah.
Don't forget about Spotify. It's the quickest place to get monetized.
I don't think I'll be making any music anytime soon.
Doesn't have to be. I just started posting Yankee and the Brit over there because I found out it's the fastest place. So we're going to see how fast we can get that going. But
Nice.
Spotify now does a lot of podcasts and any videos. You can upload your videos. So you never know. Like I said, you get that viral video and then people start watching you on Spotify. Maybe you make that money quicker.
Hey.
And while y'all at it, go check this man's fights out. All of them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if y'all want to see me looking pretty, me looking crisp, clean form, y'all watch my amateur fights. But if y'all want to see the rough and dirty and proof that anybody starts somewhere, just watch my earlier fights. You'll see.
And go back to the beginning. You started seeing him where he started training boxing. He's just teaching himself how to punch. And that clip ends with him winning his amateur fight.
Yep.
All right,
we're going to have you back on. Hold on. We're going to have you back on as a UFC contender. It's going to be full
100%.
circle.
100%.
Speaking it into existence,
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Hey,
right,
but it's been a phenomenal show.
Thank you.
Make sure tonight, before he gets out of here, I want him to know too, everybody, before you get out of here, Winging It's tonight, pretty much right after the show. It'll kick off here in about 25 minutes. It's on Yankee and the Brit for now. Make sure you go in there and support.
Yup, will do.
All right. Well, we really appreciate your time, and I can't wait to see what happens at this anniversary. So thank you again so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate you, champ. I'll see you. Another fire show, bro.
Yeah, it makes me excited for not only for his fight this weekend, but to follow him moving forward. Like, I really love his mindset. And when I asked the question about what would advice he would give, I thought we'd get a pretty decent answer, right? Because he seems like a well thought out young man. But I love the answer he gave too. I just love where his mind is, and I think he can do a lot.
I agree. You know, especially to be so young and like be thinking ahead and you know, maturely like that. Sky's the limit. And then his skill set, like I said, you could look at his fights and see, you know, his skill set rapidly got better, you know, so that's a testament to the mindset.
And you can see that he can get pushed too, because Wing C pushed him.
Facts.
So you won't be reffing that fight because it's MMA, right?
No, more than likely it'll be WA, maybe Free Smoke. Free Smoke
Well,
get his first fight.
You got a prediction?
I can't say that, man.
Okay.
I can't
No,
say
that's
that.
fair. That's fair. I put you on the spot, and that's fair if you don't want to make a prediction too. But
yeah, it's going to be a good fight, though. It's going to be a good fight because, you know, Mike being double champ, he's got a lot of current experience. He's got a lot of he's just got a lot of experience built up in a short amount of present time. Mimo, he's an older gentleman. He's got experience over a longer period of time. You know, he's a heavier fighter, but also, you know, willing to get in there and bang it out, but also really good at wrestling, you know. So Mike, I think Mike edges him out in the technical department, but Mike still has he's got a force to reckon with, you know, in Mimo Silva. So I don't know if Mike's been hit. He's been punched by someone who can punch as hard as Mimo. I'm not sure, but going up in weight, he's gonna feel the power. So.
And this is one of those fights because Mike's very quick, and you can knock people out with speed too. So this is a fight that could end just quickly, or it could go the distance.
Yeah, I mean, Mike is you know, typically he's in better conditioning shape than Mimo. So like you said, that the speed is going to be there, the agility is going to be there, the youth of him being much younger is there. But Mimo's been here before. He's fought a lot of young guys. You know what I mean? He's fought a lot of good guys. So Mike also having.
Am I wrong in saying part of your cardio though is knowing how and when to use it in a fight? Also, correct? Yeah.
How to conserve cardio. You know. But as wrestlers, they know that. So you do have two wrestlers going at it, basically. Mike already saying he's going to try to keep it standing. And then when it goes to wrestling, he's going to go all out in the wrestling department. Well, what does that look like going up against Mimo? Because his wrestling is, you know, he's always dominant when he uses his wrestling. So who can out wrestle who? Or who's going to out tag who, you know?
And I know Mike was a guest, but this whole anniversary event has some great fights. So I can't wait till they start getting released.
Yeah, man. What other fights are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to Ryu and Shinny, but that's for, you know what I mean? And I look forward to anytime I can see like the Protestant or fucking why am I spacing on their names? They have a whole fight team now, and I'm spacing on all of their names for a second. But MX spelled, help me out here. He spells his name MX.
Mortem.
Yes. Yeah. See, I completely for space. Anytime I can see any of those dudes fight, or like even hear E7's name come up, like, because I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen, you know, some E7. I'm just like, that's the kind of stuff I get excited for. It's not really the individual fights. Like, I get excited for the fighters, because there is a lot of guys that I'm not 100% like, you know, following either. Like, I've heard of them. I've seen a couple fights here and there, but then there's guys like the Protestant and Mortem and those guys who I like. If they pop up, I got to watch that instantly.
Yeah. Yeah. The household names that catch you.
Yeah. And and they become household names because the motherfuckers can fight, right? Like, it's not because they're being propped up. So they're the ones that catch me, because I watch them and I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And then as they get better competition, and then the fights, you're like, whoa, okay, who is this guy? And that's how I learned about the Protestant, was watching other fights. And then I'm like, wait, who the fuck is the Protestant? And then I watched a few, and then we had him on the show, and now I'm like, well, now I'm invested, right? Like,
right.
I feel invested. Now I kind of feel invested to Mike, because we just interviewed him, and I think he's got a lot of good things going for him. So I get more invested in the fighters than I do like individual fights, but I can't wait to see Ryu and Shinny just because of the shit talking.
Yeah, it's been heating up by the day. So, last I heard, Ryu is going to dry hump Shinny's dead corpse as he's shouting out Rachel. Something to that effect or degree. I don't know, but all I know is, I'm cornering Shinny out of the goodness of my heart. And as one of the members, one of the very few members that Shinigami doesn't tend to claim anymore or ever, I just have to say that when we show up, we showing up.
Oh, you showing up.
Shinigami will rise again. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I was going to ask you if you got your robes for Shinigami, but okay, we'll leave that alone also.
Hey, if that's what it takes to get through to Ryu, that by any means, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to get through to Rio that this is our land. This belongs to us. You know what I mean? And basically, Ryu, you don't belong here. You don't belong here, Ryu. Go home, Ryu.
How do I always get myself into these awkward, fucked up situations where I can't say anything?
Because you're living in the moment.
Yeah.
And you're witnessing it all. Sometimes, sometimes that's just what it is.
Fail. If it's you, if it's pain, if it's freezes, I get put in this moment where I just got to shut up. Like,
hey, you're a part of the moment.
All right.
You recognize the moment.
Any shout outs or anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, shout out to Mike. We appreciate you, brother. Phenomenal. Good luck this weekend. Shout out to Jay, greatest producer, co-host in the building. We killing it. Shout out to the OG Yard. Shout out to the Scrap Yard. Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to the Dirty South. We do this. Everybody, there you go, Ryu. There you go, Ryu. Damn. All right. So shout out to everyone live, everyone on replay. We do this for y'all. It's worldworld.com. Shout out to y'all. Heart in the Fight. Shout out to y'all. And yeah, man, 5-year anniversary going down this weekend. West Coast, big fights, historical. Let's go.
All right. Well, shout out Overtime Hustling. Go over there and get the copy of the newest magazine. You can see Cannon Jones's interview in there from Payne Gusto. Also, shout out to you, Sam K, for always killing it and always getting great guests because he makes my life easier because Sam K gets great guests, so I don't even have to sweat it or think twice about it. So I really appreciate you for that. And I appreciate you for the idea of running these reels at the beginning of the show because I like it, and I haven't had a chance to tell you that. But, yeah, I really enjoyed that because it gives you a little idea on the fighter, so shout out for that. But make sure you tap in about 15 minutes, winging it on Yankee and the Brit live, and then it's football season, so Maddie and I are back, and we'll be hitting you up twice a week. I know once we'll be on Sunday mornings. We're working out the details. I'll let you know what day. My guess it'll be Tuesday, but we'll just let the Brit pretend he came up with that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And that motherfucker's in China right now, so he's at work. It's 10 in the morning, so I ain't even got to worry about him fucking seeing this shit. All right, guys. One world, one love. Deuces.